What's going on, guys? Auzio here, and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome back to another Showdown review. We just finished reviewing McTominay, and here we are with your boy James Milner. Now, James Milner cost me 40 more K than McTominay. McTominay cost me 170k, or James Milner cost me 210k. So kind of questionable, because I would have thought McTominay probably would have gone for more, saying that he fits the meta in like a CDM position a bit more because of his height. But hey, it is what it is. This card, if we are comparing to his gold card, we are looking at a plus 17 to pace, a plus 13 to shooting, a plus 5 to dribbling, a plus 4 to passing, plus 2 to defending, and a plus 4 to physicals as well. So a pretty decent upgrade for your boy James Milner. Now, when it comes down to the height, 5'9" versus 6'4", you cannot compare McTominay to James Milner. It's simple as that. Because one is probably going to be one of those ones where he's going to be very aggressive when going in for those tackles or going forward towards a player. While the other one is a bit more of like a holding CDM, if anything. He has got high work rates, 3-star skill moves, and a 4-star weak foot as well. Same chem style as McTominay though. Shadow. You have to put Shadow, surely, right? You don't really want a James Milner in that midfield with 80 acceleration and 70 sprint speed. You need to boost it up to at least a 90, 80. Otherwise, it's not going to be that great. Let's all be fair. And it also does obviously help out on the defending stats, which is kind of questionable, I must admit. I was expecting higher defensive awareness, which is kind of a worry because 84 defensive awareness, I've seen in the past, has not been great. So I'm hoping it's not, bad for James Milner, and I am hoping it's pretty decent. Now, when it comes down to the pace, I did say 90 acceleration, 80 sprint speed, pretty good. Shooting ability, 85 attacking positioning, 74 finishing, 97 shot power, 83 long shots, 90 volleys with the 99 penalties as well. Does he have any shooting traits? Obviously, he doesn't. Now, the passing ability, 83 vision, 90 crossing, 79 free kick accuracy, 88 short passing, 85 long passing with the 85 curve. The dribbling ability is looking okay. It doesn't look outrageous, and I have been told he has the stocky body type in game, which might actually affect the dribbling by a little bit. So he has got 79 agility, 79 balance, 89 reactions, 85 ball control, 82 dribbling, and a 92 composure. The defending stats look, as I said, pretty decent. 91 interceptions look really good. 84 defensive awareness looks like a meh. And the 92 standing tackling with the 96 slide tackling looks pretty good. Now the physicals, 92 stamina is what you want to see on a centre/CDM, just to make sure they can obviously last throughout the whole 90 minutes when they're catching up to like the Mbappes or the Ronaldo or stuff like that, The 74 strength is not what you want to see, especially with a player that has the stocky body type, but the 89 aggression should be pretty decent. Now, when it comes down to the links, I've obviously had to do it. You had to link him up with obviously the McSauce. I've also got like Aguero, Sissoko, and Mohr in the team. I will be playing both of them in a 4-4-2. In a centre mid position, and obviously in a 4-2-3-1 as well in the CDM positions. But let's get into the games. So the first thing we are going to do is how he feels on the ball. And hopefully he is a player that feels pretty comfortable. Kind of questionable, to be fair. He doesn't feel amazing on the ball. He just feels quite calm. He is going to make that run right there. Let's see his pace with the ball, though. Pace with the ball is not too bad. Little ball roll. Nice little turn there. A few step overs to go into the space. Yeah, his dribbling seems pretty decent. It definitely is, I would say, usable. It's just not on that level of, a pro kind of using this guy, or like a top 200 player, or like an Elite 1 player. I don't see an Elite 1 player or anything like that using James Milner if he feels like that in the midfield. Let's give Milner the ball here. I just want to go for one more run with this guy because I want to see... He isn't too bad. Like, you do the ball rolls, you go for these quick turns, and that's actually not too bad. But what I'm seeing is him actually use his strength. Do you see how often he's using his strength? He used the strength on that midfielder, and he used the strength on that left back, I believe it was. McTominay over to Milner. Touch forward. Let's bring him forward. I clicked LBA with him, so he is going to run. There you go. R1 dribbling. I'm going to go for a finish because why not? Oh my god. I tried to aim that straight into the corner, but it looks like I kind of overpowered it a little bit. Going to try and push out to him. Try to be quite aggressive here. Come on, get that ball. Well played. You can really notice that aggression coming into play as soon as he gets into those kind of situations. I was going to go for the cross, but I can't really see anyone in there too much. Go for this. Try to create an angle. Give it to Aguero. Give it to... Morris needed to make that run down. That's unfortunate. Is he going to pass to the midfielder? He is going to pass to the midfielder. Okay. I want to see his transition speed. How fast he is at going left and right. Not too bad, to be fair. Let's see if I can catch up right here. Going to try to put in a tackle. Look at that. He's kind of catching up to, obviously, Ben Yedder. Keeping up with Ben Yedder, let's say. And he's kind of putting in those tackles pretty well as well. Milner, get onto that. Well played. Good use of strength. I understand it is obviously against Ben Yedder, right? But it's good to know that he is going to be able to shield off those kind of opponents. Milner the ball. Going to go for the switcher play all the way to the other side, and it is going to be a perfect pass. Those kind of passes, it was working with McTominay as well, where he would literally just turn onto the spot and just ping the ball all the way to the other side, and it will literally be perfect. Going to go for that ball roll. Going to go for these quick turns right here. Can I get that little turn around a corner? He's not really that kind of guy that's going to go for a few dribbles, and that's kind of bait, right? You don't really expect James Milner to be going forward and going for these dribbles and trying to create an angle. It's just not him. I'm going to go for this again. Fake shot. Nice turn. Go for an over top through ball all the way to the other side. It's a pretty decent pass, but for me personally, it's because Mohr is down that line. If I have someone like a Dama Traore or like a Kylian Mbappe, let's say, down that line, he's going to get onto the end of that. Milner. Going to RB it straight over to, who is this? Azoko. Okay. Little pass up. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. No, the thing is with him, right, is the fact that he's got like 3-star skill moves. So you can't really go for these little runs and try to create these angles because he hasn't got the skill moves to do it, and he definitely doesn't have the agility to do it. James Milner moving up. Oh, the transition speed, by the way, with him is okay. It's just, I have noticed in some occasions, he isn't like great at recovering. So let's say I move too far forward, I can't really turn at a really nice speed going backwards, which is kind of like a problem with him. What I'm trying to do more is be aggressive with Milner. So I'm trying to run out to my opponents just like that and seeing if he can put in those tackles really quick. Now, he has done it on that occasion right there, but I've tried it like 2 or 3 times now, and I must admit, he's not as fast out to the opponent as I expected him to be. Gonna give it to Milner. I keep telling him to make runs in behind because I want to see if I can get a goal with this guy. Come on. It's too hard to create an angle. Let's see if we can do it right here. Go for this turn. R1 dribbling. Back into the space. A little step over. Fake it out. Go for a few more step overs. Double ball roll. Oh, come on. The guy doesn't commit. That's the thing. He kind of holds me up a little bit, which is going to be a bit harder to obviously go for those angles because if he doesn't commit, he's never going to be really out of position. Milner. Going to try to go for that interception with Mbappe. This is a little battle between Milner and Mbappe. He is going to get around him, which is going to be something you're going to expect, right? Because with Milner, he has a lot of aggression, but he hasn't got a lot of strength to his game. And I did say earlier that he does use a lot of the strength time to time, but that's when he has the ball. When he has the ball, he uses it. You can really see that he tries to get into those situations to use it, right? But when he doesn't have the ball, he rarely gets into contact-to-contact situations, so he cannot use his strength. And when he does get into him, because he hasn't got that good of a strength, he doesn't win the battle. So it's kind of all over the place, to be fair. Into the middle, boys. Into the middle. Go for that interception. Well played. Not the greatest touch. Use that strength. Use that shielding ability. I'm going to keep going. And like I'm going to turn. Nah, you see what I mean? Like, Kylian Mbappe is always going to be there, though, isn't he? Milner, come on. Get out to him. Get out to him. No, no tackle there. No interception there. He's going to go for it there, though. There you go. Clamps on Mbappe. Little pass away, and we're good to go. I am actually enjoying this Milner and McTominay combination in the midfield because, like, one is really, really defensive, aka McTominay, and, like, Milner can actually go forward a decent amount. So them two kind of linking up with each other is actually pretty decent. So if I had to say what kind of CDM or centre mid, let's say, Milner is, he's more of a player that, I'm going to be honest, would rather sit back and just wait for the perfect moment to go in for tackles because he's not that fast enough, let's say, to actually get out to an opponent in a really, really quick time. He's too slow, and then obviously the opponent sees it coming, and then all of a sudden they just pass the ball away. So what you're rather off doing is just wait for the perfect moment to go in for those interceptions and going in for those tackles. Don't try to go and do like a little press with him because it really won't work. This guy's subbed on Ronaldo. Even though Mbappe and Neymar wasn't enough for him, he subbed on Ronaldo. So Milner's got a lot to work with right now. No turn right there. There you go. Milner's still putting on the clamps, boys. So it is time to review him. 2 games played, 0 goals scored with the 0 assists as well. I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I thought at the start, I was like, James Milner, okay, if I don't get a goal with this guy, I'm going to be very disappointed because he's got the shot power, he has the finishing, and he has the long shots, yeah? So I was like, all right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in game. Hopefully him to actually create the angle wouldn't be too bad. And then I looked at him creating the angles. I was like, wow, okay. That's where I'm not most likely going to get a goal with him because I'm not in a very low division, okay? I'm sitting here in a high division trying to create an angle against a Varane. Trying to create an angle against a very top tier defender. And we all know James Milner is not the most agile player. So creating an angle for that shot is going to be the hardest thing in this world. So yeah, that's why obviously I didn't end up getting a goal with this guy. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Now, do I believe he is worth the 210k? No chance. The reason I say no chance is because even though he's not terrible at defending and even though he's not terrible at going forward, he's still a player that I don't feel like he's worth 210k. If you're trying to get a midfielder, aka the centre mid position or a CDM position in the Premier League, that you're trying to, you know, get near enough like James Milner, just go ahead and get N'Golo Kante, because he's literally better than this Milner card and he's cheaper. There's literally no need to do this card unless you're like a Liverpool fan. Then it's kind of understandable. But even with a +2 upgrade, let's say Liverpool win and this card ends up getting that +2 upgrade, he's still not going to be much better. Because this card, for me personally, a +2 is going to do absolutely nothing. His pace is still going to be a problem. His dribbling is still going to be a problem. It's simple as that. So for me, it's not worth doing. Mixed Sauce, on the other hand, I believe it is. So if I had to choose one and I only can afford one, it'd obviously be McTominay. It's simple as that. Now, when it comes down to the pace, I'm going to give his pace, I would say, a 7.8 out of 10 to a 7.9 out of 10. I felt like it was not good enough when it came down to running with the ball and in transition. I felt like that was a big problem. And as I said, a +2 upgrade isn't going to make that, you know, much difference, let's say. Shooting ability. I had multiple shots to this guy, I think it was like 1 or 2 shots. There was one inside the box and there was one long shot. I believe the long shot went over the bar, and I think the shot inside the box, it challenged the keeper, but it wasn't enough, you know. It was one of those situations where, yeah, he was under pressure and stuff like that. So for shooting, I am going to give him, I would say, like an 8.1 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. I really can't go any higher than that. It's because I didn't like extremely test it, because it was extremely hard to create the angle to actually test it. Now, when it came down to passing, I'm going to give his passing, I would say, like an 8.7 to an 8.8 out of 10. I felt like his passing was absolutely incredible. Where he was pinging the balls with the left foot, with the right foot, it really didn't matter. And it was definitely some of the best things about James Milner. Now, when it comes down to dribbling, as I said, very hard to create those angles. The ball control wasn't too bad, I must say. It was just very stiff when obviously trying to go left and trying to go right. It definitely is usable, but not usable to an extent that you can play this guy into like a very high foot champ rank. So let's say you're trying to go for those elite 1s, those elite 2s, those top 200s. James Milner is not really going to take you to those levels. But for dribbling, I am going to give him, I would say like a reasonable 8 out of 10. I don't want to go too low because it's not too bad, but I don't want to go too high either. Defending, I was really impressed, by the way. His interceptions was really good. And one thing that I did say at the start that I felt like was going to affect him a little bit was the defensive awareness. And his defensive awareness was impressive. Man marking, passing lanes, he was on it straight away. So for defending, I am going to give him, I would honestly say, like an 8.7 to an 8.7? 8.6 to an 8.7 out of 10. Let's say that. Physicals. Strength, as I said, was a bit of a questionable one, because he would use it when he had the ball, but he wouldn't use it when he was trying to fight back for the ball. Like, that's what I mean. It was so weird with him, because I've never actually seen that with any other player. But it is what it is. The aggression and the stamina, though, was really good. So for physicals, I am going to give him, I would say, like an 8.3 to an 8.4 out of 10. But an overall rating out of 10, I am going to give this card, I would say, an 8.1 to an 8.2. I don't feel like it's a card that is absolutely terrible, but I don't feel like it's a card that's going to go into a lot of people's teams, especially for the price it is going for. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment. But for now, peace.